Let's talk about a difficult topic here for just a bit. Money. Now, this is a topic Jesus talked about many times, and yet for a lot of Christians, they're very uncomfortable with this particular topic. If a pastor gets up on Sunday morning and starts talking about money, everybody starts to squirm in their seats a little bit. I saw that as a minister for over 2 decades. It's a very uncomfortable topic for many Christians, and yet Jesus talked about it plenty. We can see in the Old Testament that it is a very big topic as well. Proverbs 13:22 says that a good man lays up an inheritance for his children's children. Well, that's going to require a lot of money for you to not only leave money for your children, but also for your grandchildren. How can you do that? Compare that to the way that most people live. It's hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. Do we really believe that that is what God has in store for His children? That is how He wants us to experience life as believers. When He said, I am come that they might have life and have it abundantly. I suspect that that has to do with money as well. Yet let me tell you a story about one lady. She came to one of our events, this was years ago, and her mom had given her $100. She cried because I handed out a $100 bill to her, and that was the amount that her mom had saved up for her entire life. She gave $100 to her and $100 to her sister, and that's all she had after working her entire life. I've had the privilege of going on many cruises, and I see people that have stored up money for all their entire working lives, and now they go to these exotic places, and yet their health is deteriorated, and now they're not even able to get off the ship and go and experience these places they've dreamed of for decades. Again, I really don't believe that that is the abundant life that God desires for us to have. I'm not talking about a health and wealth gospel here, but what I am talking about is how I do believe that if you gain skill sets and you have knowledge and you apply those things, that God does want to bless you. And I can assure you that if you're going to have an amount of money that's enough to leave for not only your children, but for your children's children, then we're going to have to do some things differently. We're going to think about wealth differently. We're going to have to think about money differently. And we're going to have to become comfortable with the idea that it is okay for Christians to not only make money, but to have an abundance of that money so that they can use that tool for God's glory.